Hi everyone, I thought I would give an update in Israel here at the moment. It's been obviously a tough last 2 weeks, 3 weeks for everybody. It has been over the world, very, very distressing with everything that's going on. It's bringing a lot of anxiety. It's brought over the last 2 weeks. So what do we do? A lot of people are asking me, how are we coping in the meantime? Because obviously, with all the rockets that we can hear that's coming off, the siren we had yesterday over here, it's worrying for my kids. Also, there's a stress, just in general, it's bringing a lot of stress, this situation. Everyone, if we spend, unfortunately, people can spend too much time watching the news, and I'm guilty of that myself. It can make someone more depressing when you're hearing all these stories about what actually took place on that day on Simchat Torah, just under 2.5 weeks ago, and just seeing all those things, and the worrying, we're all worried with regards to hostages, all these demonstrations going on globally. It's also very, very worrying with hundreds of thousands of people going to this city, that city. They're chanting different things. Also, there's governments, police getting involved, saying, "Is this freedom of speech? Is this not?" But it's very stressful for everybody, and unfortunately, and we just hope there'll be just good news from Israel. How do we deal with those things? So obviously many people would say, and obviously everyone's got to argue back, to advocate for Israel, to point out why they are wrong. In this case, it's so blatant that we are in the right and others are in the wrong. But unfortunately, there's such a thing as anti-Semitism. As we know, this is something that's been in the world for the whole time. It's the oldest poison, as one of the most rotten thing in the world. And very much it's unfortunately very, very worrying at this point in time. You see many of the governments, they're not necessarily, many people feel, is doing enough to curb the anti-Semitism. In France, they banned the Palestinian protests, but in other countries, they're saying it's freedom of speech. So you can see it's all over the media that there's different banners with different slogans. There was a shocking one that came out in Poland also, which is very alarming, very, very, very worrying for all of us. So what do we do in this point in time? How do we deal with these things? As I support, advocate, there's a lot of things that we could do. Achdut, unity, that is one thing. In the meantime, what we were doing today with my wife and my kids, we said some Tehillim at 7:30 Israeli time. There was many of the rabbis, they came together and said everyone should say a specific order of prayers at that time, which was compiled of 4 different parts of Tehillim, of Psalms, and also with a prayer at the end for the safety of Israel. That's one thing. I've been reading my kids a lot of Torah stories, especially during the evening and in the late afternoon. We're taking them to school, they're getting good Jewish education. I should be learning as much as possible also at this point in time. I should not be taking it easy. Worst thing that one can do is just sit down and feel there's no hope and just think the whole time. We're here in this world to be active and to produce. So to keep busy and active, learn, help in any way whatsoever. One refreshing news was that 150 ultra-Orthodox people just alone today actually enlisted for the army because, to volunteer also. And that was also something that everyone is trying to that bit extra, because if we don't do this, then this is a merit that we are lacking, an extra merit that we are lacking. And remember, everything was decided on Hoshana Rabbah. It was a process from Rosh Chodesh Elul, the Aseret Yemei Teshuvah, Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, then Sukkot, and then Hoshana Rabbah. Everything was decided. What many of the synagogues are doing, they've installed in certain tefillot the Avinu Malkeinu prayer to take out some of the bad gezerot, decrees that might have been unfortunately maybe placed during the high holy days. So there's so much that we can do, and we can all do things in all different cities we're in. We could be in London, we could be in Glasgow, we could be in Melbourne, we could be in the middle of New York, we could be in Mexico. We could all do things in our community to hold events, right to our government officials wherever we are in the world. We could strengthen our observance in Mitzvot, make ourselves mitchazek, also help other people. and help Israel also. And this is the thing, this is the time period to do it. And hopefully we'll see Besorot Tovot. It's very, very despondent, like watching the news. I wouldn't recommend people to watch too much of it, but obviously one is going to have to keep in touch the whole time. And Be'ezrat Hashem will just see Besorot Tovot here in Israel. I'll try and give another update in the next few days also about this anxiety. If we realize that everything is from Hashem, every single thing is, and we've got the key to everything in the way we act, and with the chesed that we do and the Torah that we learn, that can rip up a lot of the gezerot that happens, and Hashem will send retribution to the people that are trying to inflict a lot of pain on us. So Be'ezrat Hashem, I'd like to dedicate this to the Hatzlacha for all the Chayalim out there, and anyone that's been injured with these horrific attacks, to make a refuah shlema, and the hostages will all be released. So Be'ezrat Hashem, I'll give another update at one stage soon.